y'all, it's Eunice. This is day number 8 after my left total hip replacement, and I just want to backtrack. I'm going to cover like 4 days in one. All right, so the last time you talked to me, I think I was saying, hey, to physical therapist Lynn, I wasn't going to do it again. I was going to sit down. Well, you all, it didn't matter whether I sat down, laid down, or stood up. The pain was still there. So, and it's not incisional pain. So it's not like my hip is hurting. It is the pain from the excess swelling from the healing process. Literally like one half of my body, and looks like I'm like 6 months pregnant because my foot is swollen. And so elevation, pretty much anytime you move, if I elevate it, as soon as I stand up, we know where the fluid is going to go. So either the fluid is, if I sit, it's going to be located here in my hip and down to my foot. If I stand, of course, it goes down to my foot. And then even with the compression hose, I got to be careful because I have limitations. I can't bend over so far to put the compression hose on. But even with the compression hose, once I put those on, that means that the swelling is limited, and then it's going to stay up to like my knee area, my thigh area. So when you tell somebody who's post-op to sit down somewhere, I hope they don't listen to you, because if they sit down, the pain is going to be worse. And again, not incisional pain, just pain from increased fluid, increased edema. And so, y'all, I didn't sit down. Y'all knew I wasn't. I'm so happy my friends know me. All right, so on day 5, everybody, I had a community partner needed me. And so people are like, oh, you're doing too much. You're thinking about other people. You're not thinking about yourself. And I want to think back to when I was 17, 18, 19. I wasn't thinking about others, but people were thinking about me. All those summer programs, I think his name was Frankie. Frankie would be everywhere. So if we had to go tour UNF for the summer, Frankie was right there. There was an after school program, I think it was called Upward Bound. He was there. And so it was an honor for me, even though I was in my post-op period, to be able to give back to the community. And, yes, the people are like, well, these kids, they drive, they do this, they do that. It doesn't matter. I was there. I went ahead and I took care. I think on the first day we did 30 background screenings, and on the second day we did 25. And that first day was hard because I'm gonna show you a video of me going down the stairs from my house, getting into the SUV. Getting into the SUV was the easy part. The transfer, that was easy into a vehicle. But going down the stairs, I didn't realize that my rail was on the strong side, and I needed support on my weak side. So instead of me holding on to the wall, which that's what the physical therapy has since taught me to do, instead of holding on to the wall, I just kind of like scaled down. Hey, I'm smart enough to not fall, right? I kind of like scaled down all the stairs and got down into the car. But and then from there, when we got to the actual college where we were doing the background screenings, it was a bit of a walk, and that was my first time using the walker outside. And if you're using a walker outside, I need you to look at the wheels on the walker. If it has those hard plastic wheels, just don't even walk outside on concrete with that. Man, I tore my fingers up. I tore the wheels of that walker up. I was walking the walker. The walker was no longer walking me. And when I got home that day, I was just, in pain for about 2 hours. It took about 2 hours for the narcotics to kick in for me to feel better. And I was also having chest pain, which now is hilarious. At that time, it was like, going through the whole nursing process. I was like, oh my God, am I having a heart attack? And I was like, but if you're having a heart attack, why would you have pain bilaterally across your chest? I was like, oh my God, it must be a blood clot. I'm post-op. I must have blood clots in my lung. Take a deep breath in, release it, no pain in my chest. Oh my God, so what was it? Let me tell you what it was, everybody. Me and my little old Tyrannosaurus Rex arms was walking with a walker. Probably about 5,000 steps, up, around to the library, back down, go to the restroom for a couple hours. And so, yeah, that was, that chest pain was muscular. So about 2 hours later, I felt better. And I think I woke up around midnight. I was already feeling better. Don't regret it at all because, again, I pushed the walker. I sat down for a few hours. I probably would have done, a little bit less at home. But that next day, day number 7, because I had done all that walking, I was releasing more urine, which means I was releasing some of that extra toxin and those extra fluid, that extra fluid that was in my leg. I had less pain because my musculature had improved from doing all that walking. So the sacrifice was worth it, in my opinion. And I just want to give a quick shout out to my son. Thank you so much, Jalen. Jalen had cooked for me a couple of days, just like something simple, some eggs. He took care of the laundry. He had washed dishes. So when I tell you my son just really supported me during my healing process and my recovery period, I so appreciate him. And during those 2 days when we were at the college doing those background screenings, he was my photo guy, and he actually got paid. He got paid a whole whopping $50. I think we ended up, maybe about close to 60 of the students showed up. So pretty much he got like $1 per student, and he spent his money on video games, and I let him, because you know what? You didn't work hard for 2 days, actually longer than that, because you've been here with me. And so that was just a real blessing to have a kid who can help you. All right, so day 7. Day 7, I'm moving so much better. I'm up in this house, but my 4 fingers right here, absolutely killing me. And they're killing me because the day before, me and my Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, for those 2 days, we were walking around with that walker. So, I mean, my pinky and my ring fingers were hurting so bad. I'm like, look, I can't even tolerate it. So what I did was, before the physical therapist came, I went ahead and transitioned myself from the walker to the cane. And I was like, well, I hope this person agrees, because what we not going to do is have these sore fingers. And so when the physical therapist came, of course, he laughed. He's, I hadn't met him before. He was new. And he asked me about my history. We did exercises in bed. And he's like, wow, you're pretty healthy. And I was like, yeah, I just, had the osteoarthritis, the joint, the bone on bone. But outside of that, I don't have any other major medical conditions. And so he taught me how to go up and down the stairs and how to do some extra exercises. And so day number 7, I felt so accomplished. And let me tell you what I did for day number 8, everybody. I went to work. Hey, what am I going to do? Sit in the house all day? What do I do at work? I just sit and I teach. So, but one of my dear friends, Felicia, I appreciate you so much. She said that she saw from my post on Facebook that I was doing too much. So instead of her telling me to sit down like a lot of other people, and I love everybody, so it doesn't matter, I'm not throwing any shade. Instead of just telling me to sit down, she said that God told her to do something different. God told her to help take some of the load off of me. So when she contacted me, she said, what can I help you with? And I said, do you know anybody who really wants to work? And she actually came today and she helped me at the office, and she, helped me. I taught her how to use some of the computer systems, taught her how to answer the phones for the office. And so just having her there, just being assistive, just being able to assist me, especially I've been so busy now since my hospitals, pretty much since I said I was like 2 weeks before, I got so busy. The business picked up, contracts, invoices, phone calls, just customer requests. I got so busy at the business, it's ridiculous. And of course I couldn't service people because I'm preparing to go to surgery. And so I really thank her for not just saying, sit down, but for saying, how can I help you? How can I take the stress off of you? Because telling a single mom to sit down, especially when they're a single mom who owns a business that's the main source of revenue, we're not going to do it, because at the end of the day, if we don't work, our kids don't eat. So moving forward. All right, so past that, let's talk about, I was so tearful, you all, but like happy tears. Happy tears, I think one day, I want to say it was the weekend after the surgery, CNA student started texting me, and she was one who had a past criminal history, and she got her job, and she showed me her offer letter, how much she was getting paid. And it's just such a blessing, because this is like new nurse money, how much she's getting paid as a CNA. And she, what really made me cry was she thought enough to think of me. And she was like, hey, I can't get to you right now, but can I send you $25 via Cash App so you can buy yourself lunch? Boy, I boohoo cried. I think I'd have cried like, 3 or 4 times since the surgery, because you all have, I just didn't know I was so loved, and I just appreciate you all. And then like the next time I cried was because one of the community partners actually, I have friends here. I don't have as much family here, but I do have friends here. So they've been making sure that me and Jay have things. But this particular community partner just thought, she was like, hey, you know, I saved a bag for your son, a back to school bag. And I want to make sure he has it, and I put extra items in it. And you all, that touched my soul, that somebody would be thinking about me and my son, because most people look at us as resources. They don't look at us as humans. They don't look at the fact that I'm a single mom who had to shut down a business in order to have a surgery. So this has been a true faith walk. And so for all those people who've prayed for me, you know, my YouTube community, I mean, you all have been so supportive. Y'all don't even know me, you know, personally, and y'all telling me to go sit down somewhere. And I know it's all love, and I appreciate it. So, but yeah, I've been quite tearful lately because you all have been showing up and showing out, and I'm just so thankful for you. Let's see, what else? Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so today, day 8, I feel blessed beyond measure, and mainly because, you know, especially Miss Felicia, her coming to the office, helping me, and not just saying, hey, go sit down, but actually saying, hey, what can I do to alleviate some of the pressure you have on you right now during your recovery period. So, all right, so everybody, that is it. I go to the doctor, I think, on the 15th. So I go to the doctor in another week or so, and to find out what my restrictions are. Oh, I do want to touch on my pain. The incisional pain has never been there. I've not had incisional pain. The pain comes from the hip that actually swells, or the leg that swells. And so if I can decrease the swelling, stay on top of that, I should be okay. I only had one narcotic today because I was at the office doing a whole bunch, and I didn't want to have the narcotic dragging or slowing me down, so I only took a Tylenol instead. Bowel movement's okay. Appetite still so-so. What I want, I can't have, so I want some liquor. That's what I really want. And so since I can't have any, you know, bar food right now, I just eat whatever. So I got to take some supplements. I'll make sure I order some calcium. And I think that's it, everybody. I covered everything. So sorry the video was so long, about 12 minutes. I know what I forgot. So my physical therapist, he came and he was asking me questions, and he was like, hey, what are your restrictions? Like, I told him what I thought my restrictions were. And then I realized, you all, I don't even know, like, my hip, I don't know what it's made out of. I know it's made out of metal, but I don't have like a serial number. Any other time you have a surgical implant of any type, they give you, like, you know, some type of documentation, a serial number in case there's a recall. And I'm thinking about this, I'm like, hold up, I don't know what if this goes out? He asked me how long my hip was going to last. I don't know. And he was like, the way you're moving, I hope you have a 20-year hip. And even with a 20-year hip, the way you're moving, it may only last for 15 years. Like, oh, so I'm putting extra wear and tear on the hip, already, which is something I never considered also. So when I go to the doctor on the 15th, I'm going to send an email before, because I want to make sure, you know, I don't want any documentation being lost or misplaced, because I should have, at least in my opinion, should have been sent home with something that had my hip replacement unit number on it, and that wasn't provided to me. My gait is actually level, and the physical therapist was shocked. Before my surgery, I could tell that things were uneven. And but my doctor used, I think it's called the Mako, the robotic procedure. So he used a robot, and I have an anterior approach. So he went through the front of my thigh and not the back of my thigh. And so my gait is actually even. I could tell that I'm not leaning as much anymore. And so as far as my surgical team and my doctors, I'm really happy with who I chose. And so some of my questions that I'll be asking when I go to the doctor, of course, are about my driving restrictions. When can I go to the gym? When can I start water aerobics? And I think that's about it. So everybody, that's my post-op hip journey. We're on day number 8, and I won't probably post another video until day 14. So have a blessed day, you all. You know I love you. All right, bye.